Hello, Aries rising. This is your month of September forecast. It's the first time I've done these full months, so let's see how it goes, okay? I'm going to share the calendar, and I may have to actually make it a little smaller so that I can check out and make sure I've got your chart right and where it's at. Okay, so here we go. Full moon in Pisces. That is going to be in your 12th house, Aries rising. The 12th house is about relaxation, retreat, spiritual reflection. It's about that time when we go in and we do the meditation and we get very aligned. And that is where Saturn is as well. And that's where you've been doing all your work. So maybe you've been doing the 6th house Virgo thing, which is a lot of work, being busy in order to relax. That all of that could come out certain different ways depending. But Mercury retrograde is in your 6th house, which is again health, routine, rituals, how you go about daily life. So it may be that you're doing that, you're redoing that in order to allow yourself more space and time on the 30th. Okay. Now, when it comes to the moon, Mars moving into Libra, excuse me, that's your 7th house of relationships. So Mars is either rocking the boat or putting a lot of motivation into meeting people, the need for others, or maybe the need to not be around others. It really could be both sides of that coin. So Friday, the moon in Aries, your 1st house of self, opposes Mars in your 7th house of relationships. So you can have a little bit of there could be a frustrating time with a person. It could be a client, love, relationship. It could be friendships, something to work out on Friday. Now, on the 3rd, with Venus going direct, that's going direct in your 5th house, which is creativity, inner child, joy, play, fun, self. And you've been reworking something creatively, and also romance, okay, romantically as well. Venus goes direct during that time, and it's like, okay, it's time to move forward. So there may be a situation which, after all of this rethinking about what it is you actually want in that area, that you begin to see the fruits of it. Okay. Now, September 4th, which is a Monday, Mercury retrograde in your 6th house, which is health, daily life, routine, redoing that, is supported by Jupiter and Taurus. That's your 2nd house of finances. So that there may be a point in time when you're like, yes, I want to make more money. So I guess I need to make the list and actually check it off today if I want to make the money. It could be something of that nature. It could be that you are no longer concerned with money for some reason and that you're actually taking time to focus on your health. But either way, those two things are working in tandem. The moon moves into Gemini, your 3rd house of thought processes and short trips on Tuesday the 5th. And then we have the Mercury Cazimi trine Jupiter, same areas as the Mercury retrograde trine Jupiter on the 6th. Okay, so 6th house on the 6th, your health, routine, daily life, something comes to light that you're like, this is the thing. This is how I'm going to go forward and do it. And then it's trine Jupiter in your 2nd house of finances and values. So this is a fortunate time for your money, I'd say, for sure. A fortunate time to maybe even rethink or reorganize how to do things with your money, or what to do for money, or for what you value, or maybe a realization that something you value is going to change your daily life. The 7th, the moon moves into Cancer. That's your 4th house of home and family. And the sun trines Jupiter. Again, 6th house, daily life, routine, health. 2nd house, finances and assets and values. Now, with the sun trine Jupiter there, a lot of people do extra things. And so, like, don't go overboard spending money on maybe things to organize your house, right? That could come up around that time. Now, Friday the 8th, the moon squares Mars. Okay, the moon's in Cancer, 4th house, home and family. Mars, 7th house, relationships. Okay, so it could have something to do with an interpersonal relationship for sure, but also maybe within your home. The 10th, the moon moves into Leo, your 5th house of inner child, creativity, and joy and romance. It's going to square Jupiter and Uranus in your 2nd house of finances, and it's going to oppose conjoin Venus in your fifth house. Sorry, it's going to meet up with Venus. So it's going to light up that Venus square to Jupiter and Uranus. Fifth house, joy, fun. This is what I want to be doing. Second house, finances, assets. How are these two going to work together? All right. So the moon moves into Virgo on Wednesday, the 13th, and it immediately opposes Saturn. So this is the sixth house of health and daily life, opposite Saturn. That's going to be 12th house, spiritual retreat, reflection, sometimes disillusionment. So it's just going to bring that up on the 13th. And then the 14th, really awesome. By the way, I think this week is really good here with the week of the 4th because of all the trines to Jupiter. Could be pretty busy. And that's all going to have a lot to do with your sixth house of work and health and your second house of finances all week. Okay. The next week, the week of the 10th, the new moon in Virgo is in your sixth house of health, daily life, and routine. That's when you're planting seeds. And it's trine to Uranus, a change in your second house of finances and values. And Mercury is going direct in your sixth house of daily life, health, and routine. So there's something that maybe we're freed up from, or we are changing about both of those areas at that time. And we're definitely planting a seed, how to do it right and do it for a new goal, maybe. The 15th, the moon moves into Libra, your seventh house of relationships. Saturday, the 16th, it meets Mars. The conjoining of the moon and Mars is when they sort of work together, okay? And they're working together towards relationships for you during that time. It's a lot of motivation, a lot of passion. The 17th, the moon moves into Scorpio, which is your eighth house of boundaries and investments and debt and your empowerment or disempowerment. So that's where the moon is. That's where our emotions are. Venus directs now, square tension with Jupiter. Okay, again, fifth house of romance, second house of values. These two things, you've been already doing this for like a month. Okay, so it's not like it's going to be foreign to you. In fact, this may begin to close down these themes. Venus square Jupiter. What do I want? What's important? How am I going to allocate my time, my money, in order to do what I want, but also to grow my wealth and my abundance? The 19th, the sun opposes Neptune, sixth house, health, daily life routine, 12th house, spirituality, retreat, reflection. Could be a tired time, especially if you've been doing a lot. The moon in Sagittarius on the 20th, that's going to be your ninth house of travel, truth, philosophy. And the moon there is really going to light up the T-square to the sun and Neptune. So it could be a little jarring, maybe something that you have to learn or something that you need to accomplish in order to do the Saturn in the 12th house thing, which is get time to yourself to chill. Okay. The 22nd, the moon moves into Capricorn. That's your 10th house of achievement and career and public reputation. Then the 23rd, it will square Mars from that area. So this is more about your achievement, career, in tension with relationships, and maybe your motivation towards being social. The sun enters Libra, your seventh house of relationships during this time. So it's the equinox. By the way, always and forever, the equinox will be relationships for you, because the sun will always enter your seventh house when it moves into Libra, if you're looking at whole sign houses, which is what I do. So that's going to kick off a month of relationships being, and it's already been a theme with Venus retrograde, especially in your fifth house of romance. But now these two things are going to work in tandem because Libra and Leo are sextile. That is opportunity. The 24th, the moon moves into Aquarius, your 11th house of goals and networking. So that's going to be a theme for that period of time. And don't forget, anything in these fixed signs on Sundays are going to oppose. It's going to oppose Venus. And probably on Monday, it's going to square Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus. Okay. The 26th, the moon moves into Pisces and conjoins Saturn. So if you can look back to today, the 30th, you can see that it's going to be the same thing, it's just not a full moon anymore. The moon will be in Pisces with Saturn. It'll be similar to today. And that's your 12th house of retreat, reflection, and spirituality. The 28th, the moon moves into Aries. That's going to be your first house of self, and you're feeling yourself and you're motivated to do things for yourself, for your autonomy, your authenticity. And then Venus is square Uranus. Okay. Venus in your 5th house of romance, inner child, creativity. Moving forward there. All right. Already having figured something out. In tension with the changes in your 2nd house of finances and values. All right, so how do we move forward from here? What themes have been coming up for you during those squares? You can go back and look at the Venus retrograde video if you need a refresher. All right, the 29th, the full moon in Aries, that's you, baby. So if you'll notice, this new moon in Virgo, that's where we plant the seeds. It comes to fruition. That's your 6th house of health, daily life, routine, and work. What seeds you plant there on the 14th comes to fruition in the 1st house of self on the 29th. And this is not aspected. This is about being seen. It's about getting your desires met. Where are your desires? Mars is in Libra in the 7th house of relationships. So something about people and relationships come up for you during this full moon in Aries. And it should be noted, next month we have eclipses. So I'm going to do that all for October. And I hope this has helped you, Aries rising. I will catch you on the flip side. I may do a mid-month update. I've gone over pretty much everything, but I may do a check-in. Either way, leave me a comment or questions, whatever, on the YouTube, or you can email me or get in touch with me for a session at ecstaticastrology.com. Catch you soon.